Hello, whiskey lovers. Now, if I have my timing correct, this will be dropping in the first week of September. I'm actually filming this mid-August. This is later than I usually like to publish a whiskey of the month from the Whiskey Club, but I don't want to drop. I'm in a nice pattern of one video a week, and I don't really have the time or at the moment the equipment to be doing anything a bit more substantial. This is a fun little hobby. Anyway, the whiskey of the month for August was this delightful Loch Lomond. This is an Inchmurrin Madeira cask finish. This is a single cask whiskey. These are usually very, very expensive. You'll notice on the label, where is it? So I have, this was producing cask 22/1242-06, and it is bottle 1 of 418. Wow, bottle 1. Okay, so I will go to my nearest complete guide to whiskey. Loch Lomond is located in Alexandria, Dunbartonshire. It was established in 1965. So from Glengoyne, it is no effort to head west towards the southern tip of Loch Lomond to find the Loch Lomond distillery in Alexandria. To link this with the Perthshire malt is fanciful, but despite its southerly location, it is still a highland distillery, even though their silent sister lowland distillery, Little Mill, is only a couple of miles south at Bowling. Really, Loch Lomond style whiskey does not fall into one category. It is fast becoming an independent region of its own. This is a distillery that makes a point of doing things its own way. Located in the former dye factory, it stills extraordinary affairs with rectifiers attached to the heads, so control be kept over the type of malt made there. There are 4 stills in it, and at any one time the 2 sets can be making completely different styles. A couple of times a year they make a heavily peated malt spirit in the same way Springbank makes low grow. The malt barley is brought in from Port Elling maltings on Islay, sometimes Muir of Ord. The phenol level is an massive 40 ppm, bigger than anything on Islay bar Arberg. The company have their detractors, not all least because they are putting their malts on the market at the same price for which you will find a decent blend. That said, there is nothing fundamentally wrong with their showcase whiskies, although it's unlikely they'll ever be acknowledged as Scotland's finest. The best 2 known are the Inchmurrin and Old Loch. The former, I'm sure I butchered that. The former is named after the finger-shaped island nearby, the largest in Loch Lomond, and can sometimes be a very enjoyable dram. It has a light, sweet, slightly mentholy, minty aroma of a light, bubbly personality on the palate, where the malt has a buttery feel to it. Considering it has been distilled to around 86 ABV, it's surprising it has that much character at all. Old Rostihu, distilled at slightly lower strength, is more based, earthier on the nose and palate, and with more intriguing prospect with some heavy oils given considerable weight. The other 4 whiskies made but not marketed are Glen Douglas, slightly faintly distilled to a more normal 68 ABV. It'll produce a Joe Doe type malt. The really peaty one, Coffiniga, is certainly the densest dram made in Scotland, using 100% heavily peated malt and distilled in the lead-heavy Rossignol style. Is their most challenging, with the slight faintness to the nose and bitterness to the finish, sandwiching the sweet and oiliest peat attack in Scotland. Well worth its own bottling one day. Inchmurrin uses the same malt, but is lighter and distilled in the Inchmurrin way. There is also a halfway house with Craig Lodge, Rossignol style, but is only half of the malt. With only half of the malt being used being peated. Okay, so now these ones were bottled in 2010. Nice halfway point between my 2 children. Okay, so this whiskey was distilled before you maturated in a traditional oak and then rare Portuguese Madeira casks. You'll also see a cask, I'll show you a cask number. Finally, they read other details provided across the label. They tell a short but thrilling story that took 12 years to craft, well worth the wait. Okay, I'm assuming this is what they're referring to here. Loch Lomond, Inchmurrin, Madeira wood finish was distilled in 2010 and uses whiskey from our unique straight neck pot stills. Aged in Madeira wine casks to enhance the typical orchard fruit character of pear and peach found in Loch Lomond single malt whiskies with rich dried fruits, toasted almonds, and a long oak finish. And on the back, Loch Lomond, Inchmurrin, Madeira wood finish was still, just the same thing. Okay, right, let's crack her open. Okay, we have a lovely rose gold in color. I'm picking up some floral notes. Some peach, orange, maybe a hint of pear, and a bit of oak. It has a nice spiciness to us. It's fairly light. It's very, very sweet. It's putting me in the mind of icing sugar? No, marzipan. Yeah, hint of almond, bit of icing, sweetness. Apricots. White chocolate and raspberries. And maybe a hint of butterscotch. Very nice. Yeah. No, very, very nice. No, this is quite good. Yeah. Okay, the Loch Lomond Inchmurrin Madrid cask finish, single barrel. Okay, so it'll be a couple of weeks now before I make the next video, but obviously it'll be next week for you guys. So, but until then, Santé.